Let's ride on board with Valtteri Bottas around the Paul Ricard circuit in France. His great lap, his best in qualifying 3 last time out. His good lap, his effort to improve that didn't come to much at the end of qualifying 3. The great lap has a little more speed onto the straight, but he is a little wider through the first part of turn 1, about a tyre's width. It puts him slightly wide through the mid-corner, forcing a bigger lift through turn 2 and losing the great lap around half a tenth. The red great lap on the right of your screen breaks a few metres later for turn 3, sacrificing the throttle stab, the red line on your data trace, through the exit of 3 and into 4 to keep the car online. He keeps the car off the curb in 4, again allowing him to be more aggressive on the red throttle trace, gaining a tiny bit of time back. A bigger brake allows the car to pitch and rotate into turn 5, again allowing the red lap to be more aggressive on throttle. You'd think this would gain a big amount of time, but actually he gets this oversteer moment on the way into turn 6, forcing him to lift around 5% more and not yielding the dividend you might expect through the exit of 6. He's still 1.5 tenths up though on the great lap as he marches on to the Mistral straight. I'm interested by his use of different power unit modes between the 2 laps. On this run, the great lap is 3 km/h faster in this section of the straight. Let's check him out later on. First though, he's headed into the chicane with a bit heavier brake for a little longer, with a lot less apex speed on the great lap through the first part of the chicane, putting him in a better position to attack the second part and deleting the brake, the white block you can see on your data trace, through the second part to rotate the car. This yields dividends on the exit, allowing him to gain around 0.2 of a second. On the way down to Scene, the flat out challenge in the middle of the lap, you can actually see the straight line speeds are reversed. In this instance, the good lap is around 3 km/h up, which shows us that while the power unit is not necessarily turned down or turned up, he's using different strategies between the 2 laps. The double right of Le Beausset shows us the outrageous downforce of modern Formula 1 cars. Bottas loses around 0.5 tenth with a little wiggle on the exit. He then brakes a bit too deep on his great lap into turn 12, costing him time on the throttle, the red line on your data trace. He's unable to push quite so hard on the throttle through the exit, gaining a bit of understeer from a 6 km/h greater apex speed. Now we're going to see though the real difference between these 2 laps. Check out the brake trace at the bottom of your screen. You can see the white blocks. Bottas is feathering so gently. He's tried to brake less and roll more speed in and lost the car over the rear axle, putting himself in the wrong position for the final corner. This is a very, very slow apex speed. There's more time to lose time in the final corner at Paul Ricard, and lose time he certainly does. Almost half a second of it to lose out to his great lap earlier on in Q3.